So I got this email earlier on today, and in the email, the person pretty much just told me that she didn't ask for any of this, that this was not what she wanted. And she said she voted for President Biden. She voted for many Democrats in the Senate over the past couple of years, and that was not what she wanted. Here's the problem that we face right now. And it doesn't matter who you vote for, whether it's Republican or Democrat, or who you voted for in the past, who you're going to vote for in the future. It doesn't matter. The situation that we're in right now is heartbreaking. This is difficult. Lower and middle income households are the ones that are being impacted the most. We're seeing, the typical worker, their wages or their hours are getting reduced. At the same time that essential expenses are continuing to rise. And there isn't much that they can do about it. This is a problem. And the problem is that the American people can only do this for so long before they run out of options. And when their options are limited, do they choose to pay their rent or put food on the table? Should they pay their credit card bill, or do they sacrifice their credit in order to have a little bit of money to spend elsewhere? These are the difficult decisions that people need to make. The expectation right now is that the U.S. economy is not going to get better anytime soon. If anything, it's going to get worse. That's an issue. Now, what are we expecting to see? First off, here's one thing I just want to say, is that if you can, pay down debt and save money. That means you need to make a little bit more money. Do that, because I guarantee you the next probably 6 months is going to be a lot of what we've just seen over the past few weeks. We are going to see businesses lay off employees en masse very soon. And the reason for this is because businesses can't afford to keep employees working when their company is losing money. Without a change in consumer spending, this will not improve. A business has a couple options: increase income or decrease expenses. Most cases, especially in the current economic climate that we're in, the business will have to do both: increase income and reduce expenses. That means they're going to have to charge more. At the same time, they're going to have to lay off employees. This is not something that we can really, we can experience it, but the problem is it's going to hurt. The problem that consumers have right now is that they don't want to spend money. I know when I go to the store, I don't want to spend money, right? No matter what. It doesn't matter if I need something or if it's a want. I don't want to spend money. My want of not spending money is greater than my want or need of certain items. And for most people, that's not the case. We also know housing is on the verge of a collapse. But why does this matter? This matters because not only is housing going to drop substantially pretty soon, but as housing drops, builders are not wanting to sell their homes at a huge loss. And I bring this up because today somebody reached out and said that they found a great deal, that the builder was selling this home, but in order to buy the home, it's locked in a certain price. But here's what they're going to do. They're going to rent it to him. They're going to rent it to him for 2 years. At the same time, they have to put down a down payment. They're going to rent it for 2 years. So the builder is pretty much going to finance the deal, and then in 2 years they have to buy it. And so it might work, but again, they're buying it and they're agreeing to the set price, and I think it was like $600,000, which it's a little more than a average home. And my guess is this wasn't California, but this person's gonna agree to this home, buy it in 2 years. They reached out like, hey, what should I do? Now, we're going to see deals like this all the time. We're going to see opportunities pop up like this, where people are going to try to take advantage of those that are wanting to buy a home, right? And for millions of potential home buyers, they cannot comfortably afford a home at this time. But if you lock in a deal at 600 some thousand, the market crashes and doesn't return to that in 2 years, and you cannot get a loan for it, you would lose that. That's a problem. We also know the stock market is going to be selling off. But why? Well, this is something that I had a pretty lengthy conversation with a friend of mine today, and he wanted to know what's going to happen with the stock market. And I pretty much said there's a couple ways it could go. But here is where most people are predicting the stock market to go. And again, not trying to give you financial advice. You do not need to go and trade on this. What I tell you right now, okay, do your own due diligence. But what we're seeing right now is the stock market pretty much has it priced in where there's not going to be an interest rate hike in May, right? We're going to see this, the Federal Reserve continue to keep rates at 4.75 to 5%. Now, this will be great if the stock market is right and the Federal Reserve decides to hold rates at 5%. But what if inflation sticks around 5.9% or 6% on April 12th? Well, if this happens, then the Fed is likely to continue to raise rates because they need to bring down inflation faster. If they do raise rates and the market is already pricing in pretty much a zero chance we're going to see a rate hike, the market will freak out if the Federal Reserve comes out and says, we're going to bump rates to 5.25%, which would be a 25 basis point rate hike. And that, let's say that's the final one. We're not going to know till May. That creates a major problem. The reason that creates a major problem is because if people are already buying, expecting that's what's going to happen, guess what's going to happen to the market? It's going to tank. It's going to go down. And millions of people are going to lose a lot of money very quickly. But here's the thing. What's heartbreaking about all this is that everybody's looking for an answer. Everybody's looking for leadership. I do the same thing. Who can I turn to? Who can give me advice? I come on here multiple times a day, do a video, explain, kind of what's going on, different things with Congress or the U.S. economy or whatever. But who can you turn to? I know a lot of people ask me questions. The problem is some questions I can't answer. If you're trying to get advice as to should I buy this stock or not, I don't know. Should you buy this house or not? Or should you pay off this debt or keep the money? These are tough questions that, again, I don't know your specific situation. I don't know your much about you. So it's very difficult for me to answer a question like that. But this is what is very heartbreaking, is people are taking advantage of others. And that's not what we ask for. We ask for help. We ask for some relief when we need it. We ask for food on the table, a roof over our head. That's what we've asked for. Some people, it's just not possible. They aren't getting that. So, I know this was a little bit more of a rant than anything else, but I just wanted to come on here and just say that I'm going to be here every step of the way. I'm going to help you get through this. I will help you figure out ways that you can make some additional money. I'm going to start putting together a few additional programs as well. Some are going to be free. Some will be very inexpensive to help you guys get through these tough times, because right now we are expecting we are going to dip into a recession. We are expecting there'll be more banks that will collapse. We're expecting the housing market is going to drop. Unemployment will likely go up. The stock market's going to come crashing down. We're going to see all these things. They say it's the everything bubble, and this is going to pop all at once. So, as we get more information, I promise I'll be on here. I'll come back, fill you in on all the latest news and updates. All I ask is you can go ahead and hit that like button, click that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next one.